A married couple come across a wishing well. The wife leans over, throws in a penny, and makes a wish. The husband leans over, throws in a penny, but leans over too far and falls into the well. And the wife says, "Wow, it really works." A husband says, "I was a fool when I married you." And the wife replies, "I know, but I was too young to notice." A man gave his mother-in-law a cemetery plot for Christmas. The next year, he didn't give her anything. When she asked why, he replied, "You still haven't used your gift from last year." A man and his wife are out shopping one day, and he disappears. She gets on her phone and says, "Where the heck are you?" And he says, "Well, do you remember that jewelry shop where you saw that diamond necklace that you totally fell in love with? And I told you, one day, sweetheart, that necklace will be yours." She blushed and said, "I remember that." And the man replies, "Well, I'm in the pub next to that jewelry shop." The wife says to her husband, "Can you go to the store and buy a carton of milk? And if they have eggs, get 6. Shortly, the man returns with 6 cartons of milk. And the wife says, "Why'd you buy 6 cartons of milk?" And the husband replies, "They had eggs." A man and his wife are sitting around the breakfast table, and the man says, "Honey, if I die, I want you to sell all my stuff." And the wife says, "Why would you want me to do that?" And the man replies, "Well, if I'm gone and you remarry, I don't want some idiot using all my stuff." And the wife replies, "What makes you think I'd marry another idiot?" A husband and wife are at a marriage counselor. Finally, the marriage counselor determines what really is going on. He stands up and walks over to the wife and gives her a big hug. And he looks at the husband and says, "Now see, this is what your wife needs every day." And the man replies, "Okay, what time should I bring her tomorrow?" So a man and his wife go to the doctor one day, and the doctor discovers some terrible news about the wife. He doesn't want to tell her such terrible news, so he pulls the husband aside and says, "Look, your wife is seriously ill, and she's going to die unless you make her life really easy. She needs to quit her job, cook her 3 meals a day, make sure she has time for her hobbies, keep the house nice and clean, and give her a stress-free environment." They get in the car, and the wife says to the man, "So what'd the doctor say?" And the man replies, "He said you're going to die." An older man thinks his wife is having hearing difficulties. He doesn't quite know how to approach the subject, so he calls the doctor. The doctor tells him, "There's an easy test for that. Stand about 40 foot from your wife and ask her a question. See if she can hear you. If not, stand about 30 foot away. Ask her the same question, see if she replies. If not, stand about 20 foot away, see if she replies. And if not, stand about 10 foot away, and if she doesn't reply, she's probably got a hearing problem." So that night, while the wife is cooking dinner, the man's in the living room and he thinks, well, this is about 40 foot away. So he yells, "Honey, what's for dinner?" There's no reply. So he moves a little closer, about 30 foot away, and hollers, "Honey, what's for dinner?" He still doesn't get a reply. So he moves into the dining room about 20 foot away and says, "Honey, what's for dinner?" She still doesn't reply. So he goes into the kitchen about 10 foot away from her and says, "Honey, what's for dinner?" Still no reply. He goes right up behind her and says, "Honey, what's for dinner?" And she replies, "For the 5th freaking time, I told you it's chicken." An old couple are in a fast food restaurant. They order 1 hamburger, 1 serving of fries, and 1 drink. They sit at a table, and the old man cuts the hamburger in half. He places half on the wife's side and half on his side. He counts out every French fry, gives her half the serving and him half the serving, and then he puts the drink in the middle. They both begin to sip the drink, taking turns. The old man begins to eat half his hamburger. Meanwhile, the people in the restaurant are thinking, "Oh, this poor old couple. They can't afford a second meal." A young man walks over to them and says, "Excuse me, can I buy you another meal?" And the old man says, "No, thank you. We're used to sharing things." Pretty soon time goes by and the old man continues to eat his fries and burger, and the woman's not eating anything. Once in a while, she sips from the drink. The young man goes back over and says to the woman, "Are you sure I can't buy you a second meal?" And the woman says, "No, thank you. We're used to sharing." Well, as time goes by, the old man eats his half of the burger and is finishing his half of the French fries. Meanwhile, the old woman hasn't eaten anything. She's just sipped a few drinks. Well, the young man goes over and says to her, "Hey, what are you waiting for?" And the old woman looks at him and says, "The teeth." Which joke had you laughing? Let me know in the comments below. Please help my channel grow by liking and subscribing.